Hare Krishna. Jayo Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jayo Radha Jayo Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yashodanandana Braja Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jayo Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare जय राधा मदन मोहन, राधा मदन मोहन राधे। जय जगन्नाथ जगन्नाथ बलदेवा, जय सुभद्रमाय, जय जगन्नाथ। जय गौरनिताय गौरनिताय गौरनिताय, जय गौरनिताय। जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 प्रभुपाद। नित्य गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल। इताय गौर प्रेमानंदे। श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तनम की, श्रीमद् भागवतम की, श्रील प्रभुपाद की। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं, देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये। नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया, भगवते उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकीनन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। Hare Krishna. We are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 5th canto, 5th chapter, text number 19. Lord Rishabhdev teachings. Idam shariram mama dhurvibhavyam sattvam hime hridayam yatra dharmah पृष्ठे कृतो मे यदर्मारा अतो हि मां वृषभं प्राहुरार्यः। इदं शरीरं मम दुर्विभाव्यं सत्वं हि मे हृदयं यत्र धर्मः। पृष्ठे कृतो मे यदधर्मारा अतो हि मां वृषभं प्राहुरार्याः। इदं शरीरं मम दुर्विभाव्यं सत्वं हि मे हृदयं यत्र धर्मः। पृष्ठे कृतो मे यदधर्मारा अतो हि मामूर्षभं प्राहुरार्यः। Mata is hridayam yatra Vishte krito me yadharma tato himam vrishabham pra. What word meaning? Idam, this, Sariram, transcendental body, Sachidananda Vigraha, Mama, my, Durvibhavyam, inconceivable, Sattvam, with no tinge of material modes of nature. Indeed, he, indeed, may, my, Hridayam, heart, Yatra, wherein, Dharmaha, the real platform of religion, Bhakti Yoga, Prishte, on the back, Kritaha, made, me, by me, Yat, because, Adharmaha, irreligion, Arat, far away, Ataha, therefore, he, indeed, Mam, me, Rishabham, the best of living beings, Prahu, call, Aryaha, those who are advanced in spiritual life, are the respectable superiors. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. My transcendental body, Sachidananda Vigraha, looks exactly like a human form, but it is not a material human body. It is inconceivable. I am not forced by nature to accept a particular type of body. I take on a body by my own sweet will. My heart is also spiritual and always think of the welfare of my devotees. Therefore, within my heart can be found the process of devotion service, which is meant for the devotees. Far from my heart have I abandoned irreligion, adharma, and non devotional activities. They do not appeal to me. Due to all these transcendental qualities, people generally pray to me as Rishabhadev, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the best of all living entities. Purport. In this verse, the words Idam Sariram Mama Durvi Bhavyam are very significant. Generally, we experience two energies, material energy and spiritual energy. We have some experience of material energy, earth, water, air, fire, air, ether, mind, intelligence, and ego. Because in the material world, everyone's body is composed of these elements. Within the material body is a spirit soul, but we cannot see it with the material eyes. When we see a body full of spiritual energy, it is very difficult for us to understand how the spiritual energy can have a body. It is said that Lord Rishabhadeva's body is completely spiritual. Therefore, for a materialistic person, it is very difficult to understand. For a materialistic person, the complete spiritual body is inconceivable. We have to accept the version of the Vedas when our experimental perception cannot understand a subject. As stated in the Brahma Samhita, Ishvara Parama Krishna Sachidananda Vigraha. The Supreme Lord has a body with form, but that body is not composed of material elements. It is made of spiritual bliss, eternity, and loving and living force. By the inconceivable energy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the Lord can appear before us in his original spiritual body. But because we have no experience of the spiritual body, we are sometimes bewildered and see the form of the Lord as material. The Mayavadi philosophers are completely unable to conceive of a spiritual body. They say that the spirit is always impersonal, and whenever they see something personal, they take it for granted that it is material. In the Bhagavad Gita 9:11, it is said, Avajananti mam mudha manushim tanumashritam param bhavamajananto mama bhuta maheshwaram. Fools deride me when I descend in the human form. They do not know my transcendental nature and my supreme dominion over all that be. Unintelligent people think that the Supreme Lord accepts a body composed of material energy. We can easily understand the material body, but we cannot understand the spiritual body. Therefore, Rishabhadeva says, Idam Sariram Mama Dhurvi Bhavyam. In the spiritual world, everyone has a spiritual body. There is no conception of material existence there. In the spiritual world, there is only service and the receiving of service. There is only Sevya, Seva, and Sevaka. The person served, the process of service, and the servant. These three items are completely spiritual, and therefore the spiritual world is called absolute. There is no tinge of material contamination there, being completely transcendental to the material conception. The Lord Rishabhadeva states that his heart is composed of dharma. Dharma is explained in the Bhagavad Gita 1866. Sarvadharman parityatya mamekam sharanam vraja. In the spiritual world, every living entity is surrendered to the Supreme Lord and is completely on the spiritual platform. Although there are servitors, the served, and the service, all are spiritual and variegated. At the present moment, due to our material conception, everything is durvibhavya, inconceivable. Being the supreme, the Lord is called Rishabha, the best. In terms of Vedic language, Nityo Nityanam, we are also spiritual, but we are subordinate. Krishna, the Supreme Lord, is the foremost living entity. The word Rishabha means the chief or the supreme and indicates the supreme being or God Himself. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनाशलाखया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातां सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमावों विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे नमो महावदन्याय कृष्णप्रेमा प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्य नामिने गौरत्विषे नमः हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांता राधा कांता नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिय वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद, श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। जय श्री शारदा मदन मोहन की, श्री श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा मैया की, श्री श्री गौरनिताय की, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। So before starting the class, I like to seek blessings of all the assembled Vaishnavas, so that I can repeat what I heard from my superiors as service to all the devotees and for my own purification. Here in this verse, the meaning of the name of the Lord Rishabha is explained. He is the person, he is the supreme personality of Godhead, the best of all living entities. So he is speaking, Lord is speaking about himself here, about the nature of his transcendental body. Sometimes in the Bhagavad Gita also we hear about Krishna speaking about himself in different verses. Sometimes when we hear all these things, those who are not practicing, they may feel that Lord is boasting about himself. You know, is, you know, in our language, "Kutka dabba baja rahe," trumpet. He is playing his own trumpet. You know, in Bhagavad Gita also Krishna says, "Mayadhyakshena prakriti suite sacharacharam." You know, hetunanena kaunte jagat viparivartate. Under my supervision, the whole world is running. Matta parataram nanyat kinchidasti dhananjaya. There is no truth beyond me. So, like that, there are many verses are there. Aham adirhi devanam. I am the source of all demigods. You know, like that. And one more place he says, those who are worshipping demigods, their intelligence is stolen. So, like that, so many verses which we can see in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is speaking like that. And sometimes a person feel a kind of envy towards the Lord. Why he is speaking like that? Is it required to so much boast about oneself? So here also, if you see, Rishabhdev also speaking actually. So even though I look like human being, but I am not like human being. Sometimes some things look like gold. It look like gold means it is not gold. You know. So in that way, he was telling, I look like human being, but I am not human being. Hmm? So and he is telling more actually, and my heart is completely pure. You know, and therefore within my heart can be found the process of devotion service, and adharma is cannot be reside in my heart, and there cannot be any non-devotional activities, they do not appeal me. Yeah? So it is very wonderful things actually Lord is revealing about himself. But the problem is actually we may, if you don't understand the Supreme Lord through acharyas, we may come to wrong conclusion. So this is the sometimes people also, see that Prabhupada also speaking very strongly about materialistic scientists, calling them fools and rascals. Some people feel kind of disturbed how Prabhupada can say like that. you know so once also one of the uh, person asked during the question answer session to one of the sannyasi in Iskcon, why Krishna is so much boasting about himself. In Bhagavad Gita, I read Bhagavad Gita, but I found that he is so much boasting about himself. Then he asked actually, what you do? He told actually, I am working in software engineer. So what you studied? So I studied from IIT. You know, then that Maharaj asked, why are you boasting about yourself? Why can't you say that actually I am 10th fail, I am pulling a rickshaw, you know, like that. No, no, I am not boasting about myself. This is what actually I am. So I am telling the truth. So then Maharaj told, Krishna is also not boasting about himself. He is telling the truth. You know. So uh, whenever Acharyas actually Prabhupada, he calls actually materialistic scientists like fools and rascals. It is also actually out of great compassion. They doesn't have any malice in their heart, which we all generally uh, possess in the conditioned state. So there are some other even more strong statements of Prabhupada are also there actually. That one of the in the morning walk, one of the disciples is telling Prabhupada scientists are telling that actually they have found so many, you know, uh, species are there and their skulls and everything, but there is some link is missing in between. No, if that is found, actually they can give the complete evidence. Then Prabhupada told, yes, there is a link is missing between my shoes and their faces. That is the only link is missing, he told. You know? So, of course, we can't see it to outside people, but we can, among devotees, we can discuss. You know. So, I remember actually during the COVID time, we have 18 days Gita course. So that is the time actually we are using the Zoom first time. We don't know how to operate the Zoom and everything. So in the first class, question answer sessions is there, and we don't know how to unmute each and every person raising the hand and everything. So when I unmute, everybody got unmuted completely. So one fellow asked the question that actually, how can God say that actually surrender unto me? How he can say like that? You know. Then I asked, what is the problem? No, God cannot demand like that. And then I asked actually, is there any problem if father and mother is telling the child to follow me? Is there any problem? No, there is no problem. Is there any problem if doctor is telling to the patient, you follow my advice? Is there any problem? No problem. If the teacher is telling the student, you study according to what I teach, is there any problem? No problem. Similarly, God is also telling like that. You surrender unto me. What is problem? No, you should not say like that. you know, he is saying like that. Then I did not understand actually what to speak to this person. So, because everybody is unmute in that audience, everybody start explaining. Everybody is scolding him. How he cannot understand this simple thing, like that everybody is scolding that fellow. So in that way, it is a conditioned soul actually is misunderstands the love and compassion of the Supreme Lord, and he doesn't understand actually why Lord is telling like that. But it is the great humility of acharyas, and along with that there is love, and that sometimes manifests as kind of arrogance also, is a pride. So in our life we have only pride, but you know in one more conversation is there. One of the interviewer is asking Prabhupada. Then Prabhupada is telling actually, uh, the monarch rule is much better than the democratic rule. If the monarch is a pure devotee, that is the best. There should be ideal monarch. That's what Prabhupada is telling. Then the interviewer is asking, Swamiji, you are saying ideal monarch should be there. Is there anybody ideal monarch? Who is there? Like that he is, asking very strongly. Then Prabhupada said, if there is an opportunity, I can be that. I can be the ideal monarch. you know. So here the transcendental nature of the Lord is explained, that actually nobody can force the Lord to take birth. So Lord takes birth by his own sweet will. Mm. But in our case, we are forced to take birth. Mm. That's what is explained in the third canto. Kapiladev says, Karmana daiva netrena janturdehopapattaye striya pravishtabadaram pumsoreta kanashrayah. So our activities are observed by Daiva Netra. There is Supreme Lord's divine eyes are watching everything, our activities, and everything is recorded. And based on our activities, every living entity is given birth hmm, in a particular mother's womb. It can be human, it can be animal, it can be bird, beast, anything. Hmm. In that way, our birth is actually not by our free choice. If it is choice is given for us to take birth, then maybe nobody want to take birth in India. You know, everybody want to take birth in America or somewhere, or everybody chooses to take birth in Tata Birla family, or you know, like that. So in that way, we don't have a choice actually. We cannot decide who is our father, who is our mother, where I want to take birth, how I should look like, you know, what kind of intelligence I should be having. All these things we cannot decide actually. But in the case of Lord, he can decide where he want to take birth, who can be his father and mother. All these things he can choose. So in that way, Lord's birth is divyam. Janma karma chame divyam evam yoveti tatvataha. So this can be seen in so many aspects of Lord, that in birth of Krishna also, and now it is Ramanavami is coming. If you see how Lord Ram took birth, so Dasarath Maharaj performs one yajna. In that, the yajna Purusha comes and he gives sweet rice. He feeds the sweet rice to his wives, and subsequently the birth took place of Ram Lakshman Bharat Shatrugna. So in this world, that kind of birth is not possible. Eating sweet rice and the woman become pregnant and child is born. So that is divyam. It is not a ordinary which can be conceived like this, you know. And if you see the birth of Krishna also, it is explained that Krishna appears in the heart of Vasudev and transferred into the Vasa heart of Devaki, and subsequently uh, Krishna entered into the womb of Devaki, and Krishna is born. And as soon as Krishna is born with four hands, Shankha Chakra Gada Padma, wearing Pitambara and Mukut, and he starts speaking also to Vasudeva and Devaki about the past lives. It is not the first time you are my father and mother. Previously also you are Kashyapa and Aditi and Prushni and Sutapa. This is the third time. Like that Krishna starts speaking. No child you can see actually as soon as born with all the ornaments and jewelry and like that, you don't see any child is born like that. So in that way, actually, it can be understood it is not ordinary birth. And not only you don't see that a small child is there, only 3 months old. If some mosquito bites him, also he cannot kill. Right? But Krishna killed a big demon, Putana, when he was only 3 months old. And Krishna lifted Govardhan hill when he was 7 years old. So, with no material body, actually, you cannot lift that much weight. If you lift a little weight, also, you get crushed completely. In Olympics, we see somebody is lifting some weight and with the teeth holding very tightly, and somebody is holding a digital watch and is counting, and after some time, you throw it, all of a sudden, and relieved now, the burden is relieved. So, like that, people have that small pounds, of weight only, they have a lot of struggle. But Krishna lifted Govardhan hill effortlessly with little finger of the left hand for 7 days. So all these things actually can show this form of the body looks like ordinary human body, but it is not, made of that Pancha Mahabhuta, what we can see. Hmm? And we can see Krishna is swallowing the forest fire. So do you think actually anybody with like body which all of us having, he can be exhibiting that kind of things? And on the top of it, you can see that when Krishna afterwards he went to Mathura and married 16,108 queens. And he lived simultaneously with everybody. So, can anybody expand that much with any material body? Expand. Not only that, actually, it is said Krishna not only expanded, he made Vasudeva and Devaki available for each and every queen also. Every daughter-in-law also want to serve mother-in-law and father-in-law. So Krishna provided that opportunity to each and every queen. In each and every palace, they are also present. So these are the not actually any ordinary things actually with ordinary body which we have, it can be performed. So this all shows actually this Lord's body looks like Manushim, but it is not like all of us. And here it is told that his heart is so pure. And what to say of the Lord's body is so pure, his name itself is so pure. That we say holy name, right? So the name itself is so pure. Anybody chants the name with little attention, we don't pay full attention, we pay little attention. So that also purifies so much. So in that Chaurashtakam it is said, Yadiyanamapi haratyasesham giri prasadanati paparashi. So the chanting of the names of the Lord, it can destroy the mountain of sins. The sins are like mountain. Just by chanting the names of the Lord, that can, even the name is only so powerful. Sometimes we say, na, mera naam bolo, kam ho jayega. I don't need to come, actually, just tell my name, the work will be done. That means my name is sufficient, actually. I need not come there and do the work. So in that way, if you say the name of God itself is so powerful, actually, that it can destroy the sins which are like mountains. And even the name of the Ramanam is also is mentioned actually in the one of the this thing. It said, Varjanam bhavabijanam arjanam sukha sampadam tarjanam yamadutanam rama rameti garjanam. So it is said, somebody chant the names of the Lord Rama, Varjanam bhavabijanam. So bhavabija means the seed of birth and death, repeated cycle of birth and death, that can be immediately thrown away immediately. And arjanam sukha sampadam, and the happiness and peace comes running to you. And tarjanam yamadutanam, that yamadutas will run away by chanting the Rama Rameti Garjanam. So in that way we can see the transcendental nature of the Lord could be manifested in his name, form, pastimes, and everywhere. And even Yamunacharya also says actually, Yadavadi Mamachayati Krishna Padaravinda, in that sloka, he says, just by engaging in the transcendental service of the Lord, I am getting newer and newer ecstasies. And whenever I think about sex life with opposite sex, so I become so disgusted and I spit at that thought. So this is the effect of actually engaging in the service of the Lord. So here also it is told actually, I abandoned irreligion and non-devotional activities. They do not appeal me. He is telling, generally some things are very appealing and sense objects are very appealing to us. And he is telling they don't appeal me. I have thrown far away. So sometimes what happens, we see, we had experience, some rat is dead, in our homes or somewhere. So it is so stinking. We don't know where it is actually, but it is, smell is coming so bad. Somehow or other we find it and we take it and we throw very far away, because that smell cannot be, you cannot tolerate the smell, so it is so badly smelling. Similarly, Rishabhdev is telling, that irreligion and non-devotional activities are like that. So it is very, very intolerable. I can't even, can accommodate. I have left it so far away. So these are the effects of person actually who is achieved the transcendental body of the Lord. Hmm? So, and these things can be found in a person who is fully engaged in the service of the Lord. So, these things actually we can see in the life of Srila Prabhupada also. And once Harishauri Prabhu was telling, being close to Prabhupada, it is always very nice, but sometimes we feel too much suffocated because in the presence of Prabhupada there is no Maya. You know, it is always Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. No, and he says we are conditioned soul, we require little Maya also. No, but if you are with Prabhupada, actually there is no chance. Actually, there is no gap only. He's always thinking of Krishna and always planning, preaching, and everything. Sometimes we feel so much, suffocated kind of thing. So this is the same thing actually. He is externally he is having some kind of material body, but his always thoughts and activities fully absorbed in the service of the Lord. Actually, the body becomes completely spiritual. So that's why it is said when a pure devotee leaves the body, his body is not burned actually, because there are no material desires are there. The body is completely spiritual. So it was given samadhi. It is transcendental completely. It becomes transcendental. You know? And we can see in the Prabhupada life also, sometimes Prabhupada goes from one country to another country. And no, and if you go to one country to another country, there is sometimes a jet lag. But Prabhupada, as soon as he lands there, he used to ask, what is the time now? The time is 6 o'clock. He used to adjust his watch. Now it is morning walk time. Chalo. He used to go for morning walk. Maybe that time is maybe around 12 o'clock from the place where they came to here. But Prabhupada used to just adjust the watch and he used to say his assistant, chalo, morning walk. And now it is Bhagavatam class time. Like that actually. Prabhupada completely transcendental. It is not possible for any ordinary person, to be like that. So recently only one devotee is telling, one of my friend came from US and he was there in India for 2 weeks. And he told all the 2 weeks, because of jet lag, I was always feeling like a drowsy completely. All 2 weeks went like that only. In a kind of, if you just got up from a sleep, a person is somewhat, in half asleep. Like that, his whole 2 weeks went like that only. That jet lag lasted for more than 2 weeks. That too for a young person who is in 30s and 40s. They are feeling that kind of situation. And Prabhupada is in the 70s. He was going from one country to another country just like that. Getting up in the morning and translating Bhagavatam, morning walks and all these things. If you see, it is unbelievable actually. So, and he was telling actually the dharma is always residing within my heart. So what is dharma? Here it is Prabhupada telling that Bhagavatam it is said, Dharmasya satyam nihitam guhaya mahajano yena gata sapanta. Dharma is always situated within the heart of a pure devotee. So here it is told what is dharma? Sarvadharman paridyatya mamekam saranam raja. That is only dharma. Giving up all other dharmas and only focusing on how can I surrender to Supreme Lord. That is the only dharma. So he has said in the previous verse actually, Pitana Sasyat, Jananina Sasyat, all these things. So everybody's dharma is only one thing, that we should help each other to surrender to Supreme Lord. That's how we should be living. Whatever you do in your life, that is immaterial. But our responsibility towards others and others' responsibility towards us is we all should help each other in terms of coming close to God and surrendering to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So this is the only real dharma. So Rishabhadev is telling actually for that we have to do austerities, that is the divya, transcendental austerities that will give rise to happiness, which is eternal and unending happiness. So in that way, Rishabhadev is speaking about teachings to his sons. So now we'll show one video that could be interesting, so that of course all of us know it is about Prabhupada, what are his achievements and everything. That shows actually he is not of a person of this world. He is not having a material body. His body is completely transcendental. Somebody could do that many activities in that short time, means actually his body could not be of anything made of this world. Hare Krishna. धर्मेंद्र श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की